Now, this color changing back isn't something you see every day on a phone, and as flashy as it looks, I really like it. But that's not all about the Vivo V23 5G during these 3 weeks of daily driving it, as it is by far my favorite V-series phone, and I think Vivo is really killing the mid-range premium phone space with this one. And here's why you should definitely check it out. We've added a whole lot of things to Good Deals by KLGG, such as bags, smart locks, audio gear, and more. Shop now and check out with Atomi, and IOU pay 0% installment from 50 ringgit and get 10 ringgit off your first purchase with minimum 100 ringgit spend. Visit Good Deals by KLGG in the link below. The Vivo V23 is a great fashion statement in every way you look at it, and this shiny gold frame is one reason that you don't want to put a case on, but you definitely risk scratching it if you don't do so. Instead of an ugly camera bump, the V23 5G has a pretty nice square block that houses a triple camera array that blends in pretty well with the phone's design. Aesthetically, the Vivo V23 feels pretty much like an iPhone 13 Pro, but with this really slim 7.55mm profile and 181g weight, it is actually quite manageable, and I was surprised that it isn't too slippery to hold. Like its predecessor, the V23 still uses a 6.44-inch Full HD AMOLED display with a 90Hz refresh rate. However, it now comes with a wider notch that houses 2 selfie cameras, which feels like a step back in design, but at least it has a purpose. The display already has a pre-applied screen protector that doesn't come off easily, which is great, and the AMOLED display gets really bright outdoors and it supports HDR10+ content playback. Unfortunately, Vivo just isn't a fan of stereo speakers, as the V23 still employs a mono loudspeaker at the bottom. Despite that, it sounds really good. I really wish that there are 2 of them here on the phone. So most current mid-range and certain flagship phones still ship with Android One as of 2022. The V23 is already running Android 12 out of the box with an updated FunTouch OS 12 UI. Though this isn't exactly my favorite Android skin, as it comes with some non-removable bloatware, it doesn't hog system resources and has so far worked very well for me. The phone is powered by a respectable MediaTek Dimensity 920 chip and is supported by 12GB of RAM and 256GB of non-expandable storage. Performance is overall decent, with no overheating issues even when I'm using it heavily for web and social media browsing. Gaming performance is also possible if you don't push the graphics, and the phone's Wi-Fi 6 radio performance is better and more reliable than some flagships I've used. Now, we all know that the V-series have always emphasized a lot on selfies, and that continues to be the selling point of the V23, as the 50-megapixel main selfie camera has autofocus and takes very impressive photos even when used in low light. You even get 2 LED spotlights that brightens up your face like a ring light with 3 color temperatures. The secondary 8-megapixel ultra-wide lens is possible for social media uploads and works better than most phone ultra-wide selfie cams. You also get a comprehensive set of filters and effects in portrait mode, which makes it more fun than any other selfie cameras. This time around, Vivo has also done a great job on the main camera. The 64-megapixel main sensor takes very favorable photos with good color saturation and contrast, although low-light photography is a little inconsistent, as the super night mode feature can sometimes over-sharpen and oversaturate photos if you're surrounded by spotlights. But in most cases, the feature refines a low-light photo pretty well when used in challenging lighting. Now, one thing that really surprises me about the Vivo V23 5G's front selfie camera is how well it performs in video recording. Now, this is recorded using the front-facing 50-megapixel camera and is recording at 4K at 30 frames per second. Now, as you can see, I'm now walking around Desa Park City, and it's a pretty bright environment right here, so you can definitely see some noise, but it's not so noticeable, and it performs way better than any other selfie cameras I've tested. Now let's switch over to the main camera to let you see the difference. And now we have switched to the main 50 megapixel camera to record this video in 4K at 30 frames per second. Now as you can see right over here, the colors still look pretty good even though we are really recording at night, which most phones would have already failed to maintain that kind of color accuracy. And this is where I'm so impressed with the Vivo V23 5G's video recording capabilities. Now of course this camera has electronic image stabilization, which is actually a software method of stabilizing the image. So you can definitely see that it's not exactly doing the best job right over here. As I'm walking, you'll notice some obvious stutters if you happen to bump quite a lot, and definitely not comparable to OIS, but I can say that it has done a pretty good job when it comes to the image quality. You don't usually see such kind of image quality on a mid-range smartphone like this. I mean, it's not crazy good, but I would say it's definitely possible as a vlogging camera if you intend to buy this phone to do vlogging. So daily driving the Vivo V23 for the past 3 weeks has been really pleasant, and it lasted more than a day with a 4-hour screen on time on its 4200 mAh battery. And a 44-watt flash charging feature is definitely one thing that all of us will appreciate when we need to get it juiced up in a rush. Although the V23 5G is definitely a much improved V-series device when compared to the V21 and V20 Pro, Vivo has significantly bumped up the retail price to 2099 ringgit, which makes it an expensive device to own considering the chipset it is equipped with. But if you're able to look past that and appreciate its beautiful design and its improved cameras, this is a great phone that I can recommend that you go check out. So that's pretty much about the review of the Vivo V23 5G. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and be sure to stay subscribed on the channel for more tech videos coming right up, and follow us on social media. I'm Warren and I will see you guys in our next video.